Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with DR Holistic Healer, aka Sonya V. So I am back with a prophetic messages. Actually, I have several prophetic messages, but I do want to say for those of you who are watching this from Instagram or for YouTube, you're gonna have to go over to YouTube for the full message. Okay. So with that being said, let me go ahead on and get into the message. Okay. So I received this message on December 3rd. Okay, and God is wanting to make some of you aware of some of this information. Some of you guys, I'm hearing you hold a frequency, you hold a certain vibration, you hold a certain level of power when it comes to speaking, okay? I just heard like you could have a active throat chakra, okay? So with that being, or a powerful throat chakra, okay? So with that being said, in this dream, the way I saw this was as if somebody was a small business owner who was preparing like I think you call it a charcuterie board with the different cheeses and grapes and stuff on it. They was preparing a meal for like 40 people. The number 40 came through. I don't know what that's about, but I'm just letting you know. The number, something about the number 40. But this person was preparing for planning for an event for 40 people for her business, okay? And the way I saw this was it switched scenes where I saw a person kind of was almost at the top of the stairs, and it was like a balcony to look over. There was a chair and a coffee table up near the balcony, okay? So basically the person sat down, but for some particular reason they took the glass out of the coffee table and threw it over the balcony, okay? And the glass had just shattered everywhere, okay? So that was just basically letting me know that the divine spirit of light wants some of you guys to just be mindful of the words that you're speaking, because your words that you're speaking can have a very impact on other people's life, okay, whether you realize it or not. And I just heard whether it is somebody within your immediate environment, it could be also affecting somebody way on the other part of the different way on the other side of the world, in a sense, someone in the northern hemisphere, the southern hemisphere, in different locations, okay? And not only that, but it can cause certain effects to happen. Sometimes we don't know this, but sometimes on this journey, divine feminine, divine masculine carries an energy that it can affect the weather. It not only could affect the weather, but it can affect things around it, pertaining to nature in a sense, okay? So this is why we have to be careful of what we're saying, okay? So again, going back, the glass of shadow was a representation of just those glasses shatter into million in different pieces. And if you think about glass on the ground and how it shatters and it's all over the place, that's the various different peoples that it's kind of affecting throughout the world, and not just one person if you're directing that energy at one person, okay? Excuse me. So the divine spirit light wanted me to let you know that some of you guys don't even realize this, but you have to be mindful of changing your words from negative to positive, okay? Especially when you are directing it at, again, someone's business in a sense, because I saw that this person was kind of directing this energy at someone's business. So when you're doing this, you're not only affecting one, but you're affecting a lot of other people who are trying to establish something, because right now there's being a transfer of power. And I say that to say it's like God is, anything that's not true or authentic or have any morals or values or self-respect in a sense, God is trying to do away with that while he is raising up other peoples. So he don't want you to be in the midst of what he has going on or what he's trying to build or what he's trying to establish, okay? I just heard New World Order, okay? And I'm not talking about dealing to the government. I'm just talking about New World Order is God ordering things, okay? So anyway, so I was told to just be mindful of the negative words that you speak, the gossip, or just speaking in general when you're speaking about someone or targeting someone's business. Specifically, it was pertaining to targeting someone's business, okay? In this instance, this was a situation like somebody had a food business and they did parties or something like that, okay? So this next message came through as also, I'm sorry, the same message. So God wanted to make you aware of, some of you may be aware of this, that I just heard, pay attention to what you say when you say something, and just pay attention to how sometimes you may see it, sometimes you may not see it, the outcome, okay? But nevertheless, just pay attention to, if you speak certain words and then things start to happen afterwards, that should be a telltale sign, okay? So whether you are consciously doing this, you could be consciously doing this, or you could be unconsciously doing this, okay? Meaning like you're not even aware of what it is that you're saying, or just what type of power that you're holding, okay? The other thing is, yeah, so either you can use your words to be helpful, to help others, or to harm others, okay? And what else? Or you can use, again, and this is a spiritual gift that one has. So you can either use it for good or you can use it for, again, harming someone in a sense. And just know that there is a price to pay when we do or say certain things, especially if our intentions aren't good, okay? Intentions are important. So this next message, moving on, the next message that I received was saw like a group of girls in a sense, okay? And this energy was kind of giving me bully vibes, okay? So just be mindful, y'all, because I know that God is really in this. And when I say girls, it doesn't have to mean like a physical archetype of a girl. This could be energetically like a male who is carrying feminine energy, okay? But just be mindful of the bullying type energies, because the way I saw this was as if it was I'm not sure if this group leader is bullying the other people in the group or if there's just kind of going around and bullying people. So just be mindful, okay? I think we're tired of hearing the messages of people being bullied and somebody gets hurt or harmed in a situation, okay? But anyway, so moving on, but some way, somehow, this person is somehow rearranging something. I don't know if it's being done energetically. So just be mindful of that as well, too. They could be doing this energetically, doing this, rearranging an environment. Yes, y'all, we can move things with energy. This next message came through as, bear with me. Okay, so some of you guys may be dealing with a situation where you may have had an issue with your neighbor at one point in time. So it's almost like these energies are switching and they're flip-flopping. So at one point in time, it's almost like it seemed like the neighbor may have had power over you. Now it seems like the roles are reversing in a sense. So it's almost like you're now having an upper hand, and now it's almost like they want you to feel mercy for them in a sense, okay? So, that's something to be aware of too. And then you have the situation of, what else was it? So whereas this neighbor may not have been acting on the up and up, in other words, they wasn't coming from a place of compassionate. They was acting out of impulses, family trauma situations in a sense, unhealed self is what I just heard. Just, not doing the inner healing work in a sense and affecting other people. So now it's almost like the power is going to be in your hand, and it's almost like, I guess God is going to see how you're going to use the power now with it being in your hand, okay? So the next message that I received was, be mindful, because the way I saw this was as if somebody was kind of going to work, and it's almost like somebody was kind of giving a notice, like, okay, so they were going to work to do their job. Then all of a sudden, they kind of drove off. Okay, the situation could be different. It can appear differently than what I'm saying. They kind of went to work. They drove off to go do their assignment. And then they realized, it's all of a sudden that they just stopped the car. Something happened in the car, something about a car, and something happened in the car to the point that they turned around and they actually decided to come back and quit, give their notice. I don't know what happened. I felt like something kind of hit the side of the car. I'm not really sure what it was. That's what I saw in the dream, okay? Like something happened with the car. They turned around, went back to the job, and the people, when they saw them coming, they kind of got a little fearful because they didn't know how this person was going to respond when they came back to get their stuff, okay? Kind of like somebody leaving a job, and you know how like they bring their box in and come get all their belongings. Kind of similar to that, except they didn't have a box, okay? Okay, so let's move on because I'm trying to keep this message under a certain amount of minutes. The next message I received was, some of you guys are being asked to really look deep and really reflect, okay? Really look deep and really reflect on just maybe some things you may have said, some things that you may have done in life, and just really reflecting on it and ask yourself, are you coming from a place, I just heard, from a realistic standpoint, okay? Or are you being unrealistic with your thought process, okay? That's one message. But these other messages that's coming along, they're going to kind of coexist along with this message. And then the next message that I saw was, there was a clock that kind of read 3 o'clock. It fell over. I picked it up, and it's almost like I tried to put it back together, and it wasn't working. So something about the number 3. I'm not sure if something is coming in threes of needing to get fixed is the way I'm kind of hearing it. So something about the number 3, okay? Could be the third time of something needing to get fixed. So just be mindful of that as well too. The next message was, bear with me, y'all. Hold on. Okay, I already read that. Sorry. And then this next message that I saw, something pertaining to like the military. Okay, it was like as if the military was kind of like looking in and spying. This could be through psychic spying. This could be through spying, because the way I saw it was like somebody from the military. They was looking through like binoculars in a sense, like they were spying on somebody. Okay, so just be mindful of this too, and just make sure that you set up boundaries with people in a sense, even people in the spiritual realm. Yes, we have to do that too, y'all. But just be mindful of that, because I saw as if somebody was spying. I'm not sure if they're spying on somebody who is within the military, somebody who was outside of the military, or somebody who was former military. But what's coming to mind as well too is as we are all evolving, and the divine masculine and divine feminine are vibrating at a higher frequency, when the two become one energetically and physically, it's almost like that frequency will rise in a sense. So therefore, sometimes people become a little fearful because of they're becoming fearful is what I just heard, because they don't know what to expect in a sense. So it's almost like they're looking in on your life to see what's happening next in a sense, because right now they don't have that information. Okay. They get their orders from the White House, but they don't necessarily have access to that information unless the divine spirit of light allows them to have access to it. So yes, make no mistake, y'all, your official government leaders and your pastors and so on and so on, they do things like go to psychics and stuff. I'm not telling you that's what to do. I'm just saying, just be mindful who you get your information from, because everybody does not vibrate at the same frequency. You have people who do psychic readings and they could vibrate at lower frequency, and you have people who at medium frequency, and so on and so on. You just have to be able to discern and use your discernment. Okay, but I just saw that somebody was trying to look in on somebody's life in some way, shape, or form. And this next message that I received was, I saw in a dream that someone was trying to eat a little healthy. And I guess somebody that they was talking to, which was a male friend of theirs. This isn't coming a female. This is coming a male view from female or male. It doesn't matter. Okay. The way I saw it was a husband and a wife. And then there was a man who was talking to the husband, and he was talking about his eating habits. And then he was talking about how he was changing such and such. And the individual looked at him like, he was looking at him with this straight face, like trying to say like whatever they were eating, like it was stinky, but it was kind of like a banana, which is so weird. So something that was healthy. Okay, that's the way I'm getting it. Something that was healthy. They came off and said it like if it stinked or something like that. But then the wife said something about, well, I don't think it stinks. So take it how it resonates, because it could show up in your it may not resonate with everybody, but it could show up in your environment a little totally different. But something that somebody's going to say in pertaining to whether it be eating, exercise, or anything of that nature, is basically talking about, well, why you doing that in a sense. So therefore, if you trying to take care of your well-being, your health, and if somebody is questioning that, then maybe you need to question whether they're truly your friend. Okay. The next message that I received was, some of you guys may be tapping into energy, past life. Some of you guys may be tapping into energy. Okay. And the way I saw this was like a passed over loved one could appear to you. Okay. And they could appear to you bringing you some information that you wasn't necessarily aware of. And this is going back to the prophetic message that I said to really look deep, because there's going to be some information that's being given to you to really look deep and make a decision and ask yourself, are you really acting irrational, or are you acting rational, or are you just acting impulsively in a sense? But to really think about your actions and how it could be hurting, harming, or affecting someone else in a sense. Because for this, I just heard, for the sake of being right. Okay. So this can come in a form of the ancestors or your higher self coming through, speaking to you, or God, soul, spirit, whoever, higher beings. But anyway, and I see that there could be a situation of a passed over loved one that could be coming to visit you as well too. Because I like heard it so clear to like it could be a grandmother or great grandmother that comes, to you in a sense, and bring you information as well too. Okay. And I really feel like at this time, that's the end of that message. But I received another message as well that's pertaining to someone who has passed over, and them also giving you information, but something about unlocking with a key information that you wasn't aware of. Okay. So it's almost like shining light in those dark places of family history, generational traumas in some sort of way. Okay. So with that being said, just be mindful and pay attention to your dreams, or pay attention to what comes up. It's really important that if you guys don't journal, just get a book and just kind of jot down what comes to mind, write the date on it so you can kind of just look back on it, because sometimes information can come through that way as well too. But just try to write down your dreams, because when you really read over your dreams, sometimes intuitively you can kind of like discern what it is trying to say. It takes practice, but sometimes sometimes God will take us through a spiritual training to help us to be able to understand. But even if you don't understand it, sometimes you can get little messages that you can understand of just a little gist of what the message is trying to say. So again, pay attention to your dreams, because passed over loved ones are coming to you in some sort of way that's going to kind of give the key to unlock the door to, like, let's just say, the basement of any family trauma, drama, and karma, okay, of all kinds. And it could be the key to help you to move forward, to get you out of a stuck place. But I will say this first too, whatever that may be shown, it could piss you off first. And even if it does piss you, whether it pisses you off or doesn't piss you off, nevertheless, it can help you. You can use it as fuel to move forward. Like, oh, well, this is why I do what I do. This is why I keep being stuck in a cycle, because family did this too as well too. So things like that as an example. So that is all that I have for you guys. I know I'm not in my regulars. Forgive the background. But anyway, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Spirit. Almost forgot. So I do have a scripture for you guys, and let me give it to you real quick, because this is the one that was being given to me. And it says John 10:7. John 10:7 through John 9:10. Am I reading that right? I'm just going to read 7 through 10. Hold on, y'all. Phone just cleared out. Ah, did it again. Hold on. Okay, don't want to act right. Okay, let me just read what I have right here in front of me. It says John, you guys can go read it. It says John 10:7 through 10. 10:7 through 10. Okay, it says, therefore Jesus said again, very truly, I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. Okay, the sheep are you and me. When it refers to lost sheep, it's talking about you and me. Okay, it says, I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. Okay, so God basically wants you to come to him. He wants you to surrender to him. Again, like this information that I'm giving you, it's divine wisdom, it's divine knowledge, and it's to help us on our journey, to empower us in some sort of way. Okay, and it says they will come in and go out, meaning like there are going to be people that come and go. Okay, and find pasture. So you're going to be able to come in the gates, but you're also going to be able to leave out the gates. But you're going to find comfort in knowing that if you just, surrender. Because I just heard Spirit say, some of you guys don't even know. You've been fighting this most of your life. You've been probably fighting this like somebody dragging a kid to the dentist office who don't want to go to the dentist office. But some of you guys have been fighting your spirituality for so long. And you may have seen, heard, or saw something when you were younger in a situation that maybe deterred you from that. And that's all part of that's all part of the design to do that. So therefore, it was meant to push you away so that you can come back to a place of realizing that you really do need this. And when you do, it's really going to change your life for the better. Okay. So I say all that to say, once you step into your spirituality, you're going to be like, oh my God, I've been missing this all this time. Really? Seriously? Okay. And you're going to find that peace and comfort that you did not have before when you tried to do things on your own, opposed to when you actually surrender and walk through the gates. Okay. And it says, they will come and they will go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. Okay. The thief is society and how they have been operating, taking, stealing, trying to make people feel less than, suppressing people, trying to make people, they can't make people do anything. They give you the choice. See, that's what they do. They give you the choice and say, hey, well, you could do this and you can do that. And those are your choices. And then you just not thinking, I guess sometimes we as people don't really think. We think those are only choices and options that we have. We take what's in front of us, and rather than saying to myself, no, we have other choices in a sense. And that's how society manipulates us into doing the things that, they want in a sense. AKA what just came to mind, like face masks, is when the so-called, COVID was, taking place. And I say all that to say, because God had revealed to me a scientist behind the scene and using this experiment on an individual that I literally saw. And not only that, but what happened now, they created the face masks. And from what I was just kind of doing a little bit of reading, the face masks was almost like a representation of modern day slavery, like how they had people wearing the face masks back in the day. So this is what I mean by sometimes we have to be mindful of just giving into the okie doke at times when they try to say, oh, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, as a way to say, I'm controlling you and you don't have no power. You don't have no authority. And I'm going to always have control over you. Just know that they are always one step ahead of the game, always trying to create and always trying to create and find a way to keep themselves in that position. But just know and believe that I'm sure God uses them as well too to teach us lessons, so that we don't follow blindly, and to always remember to question everything. Okay. Anyway, it says the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have life to the fullest. Okay. So God is here to only make sure that you have life and have it to the fullest. But it's totally up to you if you choose to surrender, if you choose to just accept what it is that he's offering you. Because, I mean, honestly, if you think that your life was really good up until this point, you're going to see just how your life is going to be going forward. Okay. You thought that was your best life. And you're going to realize when you step into your spirituality, this is your best life. Okay. You're going to have the peace. You're going to have the harmony. You're not going to need to chase the money. The money is going to chase you in all aspects of life. Because as I said before, some of you hold a power where you attract money in a sense. Okay. Money is a magnet to you. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. But I wish you all much love, much light until the next message. Okay. Bye.